Hello there, and thanks for joining me, Steve Hayes from Element, as I talk to you about Matter 1.4 and what you need to do to get certified for the Matter logo. So, with no further ado, we shall get into it and go and explain what Matter actually is. So, Matter is a protocol, and protocol, if you like, is a way of just talking to different devices using a common language. So this is a protocol designed for connecting smart homes and commercial products together. Matter is based around 4 key principles and focuses on simplicity, making it simple and easy to connect, reliability to ensure that the connection is always there and available for connecting and communicating with all the devices in the ecosystem, interoperability to make sure that it talks with all of the other devices in the Matter ecosystem itself, and of course security from a protection of personal data perspective as well. So Matter is a high-level protocol. Maybe you're familiar with things like Alexa or Apple's equivalent or Google Home. All of these are protocols as well. Each operate independently, but the problem being that one of those ecosystems can't talk to another. So Matter was designed and envisaged by the large multinational protocol manufacturers as a way of coming together to address the commonality to enable all of these devices to talk to one another. So no matter where you buy your device from, if it's got the Matter logo on, whether it's got an Apple logo, Google, Alexa, if it's Matter enabled, it will enable all of these devices to talk to one another. So Matter itself is owned by the Connectivity Standards Alliance. That's the alliance which is responsible for writing the Matter protocol, getting all the members on board and coordinating all of the activities. Certification for Matter comes and is managed through the CSA itself. The way that Matter is structured, however, you could think of it like a translation service. So if you had Wi-Fi or Thread or Ethernet, Bluetooth type devices, they all communicate within their own little ecosystem. And as I mentioned before, the issue with having lots of smaller ecosystems is that there is from a consumer point of view, knowing which protocol to buy and where to buy it from. So Matter sits above all of those at what we call the application layer. And that's the bit that you and I as consumers interface with and what we see. Sat below that at the network layer, it allows all of these different transport mechanisms to continue to operate. So you can have a Wi-Fi or a Bluetooth device, and as long as it is Matter enabled, that's the translation bit that's going on. It enables those to be working in the same ecosystem as other devices, such those based around Thread, Ethernet or any of the other technologies. At the moment it's just limited to these, but in principle there could be more added at the network layer itself. So in terms of what Matter's vision is, it's to create a smart ecosystem designed, as I say, for household and commercial use that is simple and reliable. To make that reality, experienced industry players have come together at the CSA to develop a new universal standard for connected things. Products built on this secure protocol will seamlessly connect with each other now and well into the future. Matter was originally developed a number of years ago, Matter 1.0, and every 6 to 12 months or so it is incrementally added to with new features, new products that are joined into the ecosystem, and as we sit here today we're at Matter 1.4. And Element as an authorized test lab and ATL is empowered to test devices and also certify them to the very latest version of Matter 1.4. In terms of the products that Matter covers, it's pretty much everything that you could imagine using in a home and eventually in a commercial environment as well. So typically lighting and door locks, heat pumps, air conditioning units, washers, dryers, all of those sorts of things that you can see on the screen at the moment. Those are the traditional products, and with the addition of 1.4, new items were added to that, such as home Wi-Fi routers, access points, load control for lighting equipment, enhanced electric vehicle supply equipment, so when your electric vehicle is charging or connected to the same ecosystem as the rest of these devices as well. Things with energy management, as you can see on the screen, have also been added to the latest list of 1.4. In terms of the certification process, essentially there are 3 steps to certifying. The first one is around advisory type of work, and where Element can assist manufacturers is having that detailed knowledge of the Matter ecosystem itself and providing guidance as to how you might develop your product, and some help with some pre-certification testing, and then equally, if you wanted to do some of that work yourself, training in how to use the Matter test harness. Then the formal stage is testing, so that's either pre-compliance testing, which if you like is the sort of the less formal of those 2 things, and then the formal compliance testing, whereby the results of that work are then used in the final certification of the product itself. Element, as I say, is a ATN authorized test lab, which means that our data is used then to certify the product at the end. If a manufacturer has a number of very similar devices or is an update on something that was previously launched to the market, then there's a rapid recertification process that's allowed for as well, and Element can help in the review of those recertification log files to make sure that they're suitable without having to go through the full test regime every single time. In terms of other services, obviously for manufacturers these days, time to market is the most critical thing. How quickly, once you finish the design of a product, can you actually launch it to the market? So we marry up our 1.4 Matter testing with all of the different regulatory, other industry certifications that we offer, and then carry our approvals for those products, which include cellular devices as well. And we offer a full test and certification service across all of those different logos that you see on there. And we typically offer those from our 3 main hubs in Europe, in North America, in the US, and in Asia through our Korean operations. So if that's something that's of interest to you, please feel free to reach out and get in contact with us. We marry it up with lots of other testing in the connected technology space, whether it be EMC, OTA performance testing, battery, hack testing, all sorts of different wireless testing, and safety testing as well. If you have any questions as a result of listening to this, feel free to drop us a note at Element, or contact me directly at steve.hayes@element.com. Thank you very much for listening, and as I say, if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to us directly. Thank you.